Hello, hope you can hear me. This is Brad, welcome to The Bad Show, where I talk about games, if you can't tell from the name of the show and the graphic on the screen. But no, there actually was a lot to talk about today. A lot of things happened this week in the gaming world. And I guess we could jump right on into it with the image that's up there in the top left corner of Crash Bandicoot. There was a leak for a new Crash Bandicoot game. I believe the title is "It's About Time." That's a funny. I like that they kind of are joking around about the fact that it's been so long since there was a brand new Crash Bandicoot game. But I don't really know what to say because I've really not ever played Crash Bandicoot games. I played one once a long time ago, and I just for some reason I never got into the Crash Bandicoot games. I don't know. Like I don't even hate Crash as a character. I think he's funny. I still love the old commercial where they showed off the first Crash Bandicoot game and this guy in a Crash suit with a megaphone. They show him drive up to Nintendo's headquarters and he starts calling out Mario. It's so funny. And I know the Crash suit has made appearances here and there. I can't remember the last. I can't remember the last time at a convention that the guy in the Crash suit was there. I remember seeing a video on YouTube of there being an impromptu dance off between the Crash guy and somebody in a Sonic the Hedgehog costume. So I don't. So I'm curious though about this because I remember seeing a rumor a while back that there was a desire from I guess within Sony that they wanted to have Crash and Spyro the Dragon become more I'm not really sure what words to use here. More like they wanted to bring attention back to those characters and to make them important in gaming again. And I think that's a good idea, and I hope this is the start of that. Like Nintendo's not the only like company that should have iconic gaming characters like that are like fantastical over the top. Like not every gaming character has to be Cloud from friggin' Final Fantasy or something like that, or whatever the Last of Us characters are supposed to be. These realistic sort of characters. Like you can have these fun cartoony characters too, because that's what Mario is. That's what all of the Pokemon are. But but I guess my thing is just because I'm not personally attached to Crash Bandicoot, that I'm more interested in hoping that maybe this will be the start of some of these companies going back and looking at some of these iconic game characters and saying, you know what, let's bring these guys back. Because there was the whole, bring back KI movement for Killer Instinct to come back into the next gen. You know, there's the Crash trilogy was re-released. The Spyro the Dragon trilogy was re-released. I really do want a new Spyro the Dragon game. I want that. Banjo, when they put Banjo Kazooie in Smash Brothers, I want a new Banjo game. Like, do we really want the very last Banjo Kazooie game to be nuts and bolts? I mean, I didn't even play much of Nuts and Bolts, and it just did not feel like a real. It just did not feel like the last, like that should not be the appropriate last chapter of The Bear and the Bird. It just shouldn't be. But and that's not to say that the game may not even necessarily be bad. It just it felt too far removed from what made the other games great. Like, Mario has been able to stay relevant for years by staying true to what Mario is about, which is exploration. I mean, that's basically it. Exploration and fun gameplay. So there's no need to really, you don't have to completely change the formula on stuff. I mean, Mario Odyssey felt very similar to Mario 64 from me. Of course, it's a little bit more fantastical than Super Mario 64 was, but it's basically stay true, and you see that in all of the games. Sunshine, the two Galaxy games, Odyssey. I mean, there's a common thing about all those games that they don't deviate too far from the successful formula, but they do change enough things to keep people interested. So I think there could be some good moves to make in making Crash Bandicoot relevant again, in making Spyro relevant again, in making Banjo relevant again, and any character like that. I'll do you one and dig up like Jak and Daxter and even like the characters from Ape Escape. Go back and get some of those fun characters. Bring them back. Apparently, there was at one point discussions of another Jak and Daxter game. I can't remember how that story went, but ultimately they decided not to do that in favor of doing another game. So that may have actually been The Last of Us. I can't remember. Anyway, good for Crash. If the I saw some people were not happy with the leaked cover art. He does look a little bit cartoony. It looks more like they adopted the strange Japanese version of him as the ongoing character now, because there was this whole deal where they make Crash intentionally cuter for the Japanese art. It's like it's almost the exact same like cover art for the games, but they change his design slightly to make him a little bit more adorable instead of, I guess, just wacky and silly. I don't get it, but that's what the leaked art is. That's not what this is. That's not the image I used, but anyway. Also, I do think that this is kind of bleeding into what I'm going to talk about later. The idea of a new Crash game coming out, I guess this year, that might lead some credence to the idea that maybe Crash Bandicoot will be in Smash. You know, I've seen some people say they want Crash in Smash, which is funny to say it that way. Crash in Smash, but that's gonna be the hashtag. If that can't be, it can't not be. If he makes it into the game, the hashtag will be Crash in Smash or something to that effect. But anyway, so that's a good thing for Crash Bandicoot fans. I'm hoping we'll get a Spyro game, hopefully. But moving on now to something that happened last week that I think I was gonna talk about it. I don't remember, but Fortnite had their most recent big event, The Device, which featured the character Midas attempting to destroy the storm that surrounds the island. Anyway, so I got to get in on that. Apparently, some people got locked out of it, so I was very fortunate to get into the game, which I have 2 videos up on YouTube from that event. The first one, which I figured out the way I'm going to do these Fortnite events is I'm going to do them like a 5 minutes of Fortnite video that I usually do, where it's going to start off with your usual 5 minutes or so footage of me doing stupid stuff, mostly getting killed left and right because that's my specialty in Fortnite is getting killed. But and then it transitions into the event itself. So but anyway, I didn't like this event as much as I liked the Travis Scott event, which was just a concert, really. Nothing really changed. They added a few little things to the map for the concert, but like it wasn't a big change. So, but I did really enjoy the Travis Scott event. Maybe because it was presented as a show, but this is like story. So this one was more story oriented, and I didn't hate it. I saw some people thought it sucked, but personally, I thought, it's fine. I mean, the revelations of the changes that were made were interesting to see as it played out. And there was one time where they actually sort of fake you out that the whole thing's over with, and then it picks up again. Because your player stats come back up, and then it triggers into another cutscene. So that's interesting. Hello, thanks for stopping by. Got a YouTube comment, thank you. For some reason, trying to read the username here. It says Wanna Chaos, Percy Purple, H2O, blah blah. Some I can't tell if those are like symbols from like another language or if it's this weird text thing or if the chat's not rendering it right. But anyway, thanks for stopping in. Um, and now I lost my place. Oh yeah, Fortnite. Anyway, I like the I overall like the event. I just didn't think it was as great as the Travis Scott one. But that leads into the other thing I wanted to talk about, which is of course the whole device event was to set up the start of chapter 2 season 3. Last but no Spanish. Okay, okay, I got you. Sorry about that. No, but thanks for coming in and stopping for the show. Um, season 3. I stop and read comments and then I lose my place. Fortnite season 3. Here we go. Anyway, the whole setup with the device is it floods the map, and now there's sharks and there's water everywhere, and it's actually it's interesting. I've only spent 1 day so far on that, and that's because I saw something that some random account I read said that the events only that this whole season is going only to last 2 months. I think it ends in August. I don't really know what the standard like time is for these Fortnite chapters because this last one lasted for a while and they'd been delaying this update. But anyway, they didn't really change the map much. There's some new locations, but it's overall it's the same island. So and then a good bit of the places that were on the map are all still there. Not really anything's changed. There's a few like buildings that weren't there. Like there was a big like wooden bridge that sat over this big cliff. There's now like a boat shop or something that's got two of the boats on the inside that where the bridge used to be. So some of that's changed. The Marauders were added. Yeah, that was something I didn't expect at first. When I got in there, I thought at first that they had added the ability to that they would add exclamation points over other players. I understand anything you talk. I speak English. Okay, cool. Thanks. I haven't tried to speak Spanish in forever. The last time I took Spanish, I was in high school. I remember a little bit of it. I remember uh I remember most of this weird like romance song we had to sing way back. Uh you can play Smash? Not right now. I'm not playing Smash now. Or if you're asking if I can. Like I'm not going to play I'm not playing anything right now. I'm just kind of running my mouth, I guess. But I mean, I have a Switch, but the thing with the reason why I'm not like streaming any gameplay for this is because my internet's bad, and I can't stream and like play games online at the same time. It's just really bad signal, and it sucks. That's why I had tried to stream before. I tried to stream as often as I could, but just the I had to turn my visual quality down all the way to keep the video from lagging. And like games like Smash where there's a lot of movement, when you turn the video down, it just completely jumbles the visuals and it's not worth watching. I decided like I'd rather record my stuff and then upload it later and have it in HD where you can actually see what's going on than try to go do something live and it look like garbage. Oh yeah, no problem. Like that's fine. But yeah, that's why I'm not playing anything right now, and I'm using only still images so that if the video does lag, you really can't notice because there's no movement. But but anyway, yeah, bad internet, and so I'm having to kind of work around that. But anyway, let's see. Let's go back to what was that? Fortnite at anyway, Fortnite. There's lots of water. Aquaman is the guest skin, I guess they call it this season. It was Deadpool last season, which is still weird to me that this is a game that's got DC and Marvel characters in it. I guess it's just a unique way they do that. I know there was before I got in, because the only reason I even started playing Fortnite was to get the Deadpool skin. Um, Apparently, Harley Quinn, like John Wick, and Star Wars stormtroopers were characters, and I think Thanos was one at some point. But anyway, I'm trying to come up with ways to do skits with some of these skins, because I think it would be funny. Because like one of the ideas I had uh, was to do a skit, because they had an X Force pack that had Cable, Domino, and Psylocke, and I picked that up. They added it at the very last minute last week, and I picked that up because those are the best skins I've seen in the game. Yeah, I love Deadpool. Deadpool's funny. Uh, I don't. The Aquaman thing, the thing with the Aquaman skin. The only thing I don't like about it is that he looks too real. Like all the other skins have a little bit of like a cartooniest, and I understand they based this Aquaman on the live action actor, so I understand it, but I think he stands out a little too much. But I mean, he still looks cool. But anyway, uh, I wanted to do a skit of me doing like voiceover if I can for Cable and Deadpool, or do some kind of skit where Cable wants Deadpool to do something, but Deadpool's screwing around somewhere, and then they recruit Aquaman into the X Force, and then Deadpool gets all mad. So I'm trying to come up with some different ideas for stuff for the YouTube channel, but anyway, I'm curious to see what all is gonna happen. I read a thing that says that in this game, over time, the water will recede and the water levels will start going down. But anyway, I'm trying to get those videos ready. I'm gonna try to play more because I want to. If this season really does only last about half the time that the last one is, I want to make sure I get all of the battle pass skins and accessories before time runs out, because I don't want to miss out on those. But that'll be fun. Something else I didn't get to talk about this. I was going to talk about it last week. Was the Ninjala, the second open beta. Let's see. Don't have a Deadpool skin anyway. It's cool, but for yeah. I didn't realize that the way they did the whole Fortnite skins is like you have to do weekly challenges. And so that kind of got annoying, because every week I would look around on the internet. It was like, oh, this is the week they're going to drop the skin. I'm like, no, apparently not. It looks like it was like 10 weeks of Deadpool challenges. That was a long time. But I think the Aquaman was only 5 weeks, so that's good. I don't want to spend almost 3 months trying to get a skin. Yeah, Ninjala. I didn't record it, but I did get into the second beta. For the first beta, I only got to do one fight, and then it wouldn't let me in. For the second beta, though, it was a lot smoother. I didn't record any of the second beta, which is sad. But because I got to get in just at the end of the beta period, because I was busy all day. But it's pretty fun. It's kind of chaotic though, because of the rock paper scissors sort of battle system that they have there when you clash with another player. But it's pretty fun. If you get killed, you kind of spawn right away. It gives you like 3 or 4 seconds, and then you come back. I didn't have enough time to really get used to it. But I think I did, if I remember right, I did come in second in one fight. So, you gotta spend some time getting used to this one. But I'm excited. It's a free-to-play game. I like the character designs. I think I've said that before. They look pretty good. I like the little dude with glasses. You can see him up there on the right. But, yeah, the first beta was bad. I got in. I think, how did it work? I got in. I played one match. I played around with the tutorial a little bit. I got to play exactly one match, and then the 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 tech issues started, and a lot of people were like, "Yep, can't get in." And oh no, no worries. Anyway, the tech was bad. I got in a second time, and I think yeah, that was the second time I actually did get into the first beta. I only played around with the character customization because I thought, oh, okay, maybe they fixed it. And then by the time I got through setting my character up, the tech stuff was back up again, and then they closed the beta down. And so, thankfully, the second beta went a lot, apparently from what I read, a lot smoother. And from my experience, I got to play like, what was it, maybe 5 matches before it timed out and they ended it. But they ended it that time just because their time expired for it, and it wasn't because it wasn't working. So that turned out for the better, and I felt a lot better about this game after the second beta. So once it comes out, I can't remember what date exactly it was. It was the 23rd or the 24th. That game's gonna come out, and I feel better about it. So I was unsure. Apparently, this is the same team that I believe this is the same team that produced Splatoon. And apparently, they had the exact same problem with that game. Oh well, thank you. Yeah, see, I only just started the show a few weeks ago because I thought it would be a fun way to sort of use my Twitch channel and come up with a little bit more content other than just uploading video clips to YouTube. Because I hated that I had this, and then when I figured out that streaming like the more popular games and streaming online games, like I would love to stream Fortnite, but it's just really bad internet quality, so I can't stream and play a game online at the same time. So the best bet I could do is just film it and then put it online later. So I thought, well, maybe I can at least talk about games on Twitch, and at least that way, having a Twitch channel, having a Mixer channel, at least has a purpose. So it doesn't just sit, being unused. So that's why I decided to keep doing this. But I appreciate that, I tried. I'm going to try, and I've been trying. I tried badly to try to do this every Saturday, and just talk about whatever happens. There have been a few weeks where I didn't do one just because there wasn't anything, interesting to me to talk about, or anything like coming out or anything like that. But I'm gonna try to do this once a week, and just talk about whatever's happening. So like, well, I don't want to jump ahead because I'm gonna save this later. Like, but Monday they're gonna reveal the next Smash Brothers character, so I'm probably gonna talk about that. But can I copy the show in Spanish? I see. I don't know Spanish. I don't know if there would be like if there was a way I knew how. Other than I don't know, like a transcript or like subs or something like that. I don't know. That would be something interesting to look into if I could. But I don't know, like, I have like exactly 9 followers on this channel, I think. But I'll try to look into that and see what I can do. Because like I said, I don't know Spanish. It's been so long since I've even, like I said, the last time I studied Spanish at all was in Oh, okay. So you would say you would be willing to translate? Oh, that's cool. That might be an idea. If I can throw that around. We'll see. Like I'm open to ideas and stuff like that. I never expected people would be interested in like hearing my opinions on this stuff. It's most of the show's reason for me. Why I do this is just to partially just entertain myself and just rant. Not necessarily rant because I don't want to do like negative stories on this. I just kind of want to talk about whatever's happening. But thanks for all the interest. You know, maybe we can work something out. That would be cool. But let's see what it was. Let's see if I could get now. See, I forgot my place again. Oh, my brain can't stay on track. Let's see. I didn't want to talk too much about Ninjala other than just I really enjoyed the second beta and I'm feeling good about it. So I look forward to that. It's free to play. Free games are always fun. Which apparently I guess I could drop this just because it was posted yesterday. Apparently, right now on Steam, you can get Injustice Gods Among Us, or if that's the right title. The first Injustice game is completely free, the Ultimate Edition. So if you like free games, you better go pick that up. I think it's free up to like the 26th or something. So I already picked it up, which is weird because it was a weird coincidence that that game went completely free 2 days after I actually bought Injustice 2. Oh well, thanks. Like I said, I mostly didn't expect any. Like, very rarely, I think I've had one other time I did the show where somebody was like actively like active in the chat. So I'm excited that people like actually care about my opinion. But anyway, let's see. Let's move on. This was some of the more interesting news from this week. They did a Pokemon Presents. And one of the games that was revealed, I guess I'll talk about the first game that they talked about, was Pokemon Smile, which is just a app thing for kids to get them to brush their teeth, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with something like that. But I actually am mildly interested in Pokemon Cafe Mix. The art style is sort of cutesy and it's a little bit different from your standard thing, but apparently this is free to play too, or at least free to start. That was the phrase they used. So I don't know if this means you can own. It's basically a demo, maybe. Could be. I would be willing to give this a shot. Yeah, yeah. See, I've seen other things like that, like the Pokemon Smile thing. There's all sorts of gadgets and stuff out now, and these like toothbrushes that play music and stuff. They're supposed to get kids to want to have fun when they brush their teeth. So I mean, I think it's a cute idea. I mean, I think some people were let down when that was the first thing they showed, which we're fixing to get to the big reveal. But yeah, little app you can catch Pokemon and brush your teeth at the same time. Somebody like you hear something like that and you laugh, but I mean, if they charge people for this app, I mean, they're gonna make money. So people making money off of these ideas. But I'm not like gonna be super into the cafe mix thing. It seems cute and it's fun, and I'll probably play it a little bit. I'm curious as to how much of the game is available for free, and if there's like a point where okay, you played 3 levels, now if you want the rest of it, you gotta buy it. So I'll be interested in that. But the really big one, the big one, was the new Pokemon Snap game. Now, Pokemon Snap, like for years, people have been begging for a new Pokemon Snap game. I was one of them. I said there's no reason why, like that was the first game. That was the first Pokemon game, like a 3D game that I remember playing. And I think it was the first game I played on my Nintendo 64. But it's been so long and I've had so many ideas. I was going to do a video before this news came out. Like I had in my head at some point to plan to do like a video for YouTube and talk about what a potential sequel to Pokemon Snap would look like. What kind of features they would put in, what kind of other stuff you could do with the game, and how to bring it into a modern era. And luckily, I saw a lot of the things that I wanted in this trailer, such as like, okay, now it looks like you'll be able to, like, time will now be a thing. Because there was one shot of a beach at night, and there was one shot like over like some ocean islands where it looked like it was sunset. So hopefully time and maybe seasons, time of the year, or different days where certain Pokemon come out. Crash 4. Oh yeah, Crash 4. Crash 4 is that's the one they just leaked, right? I think yeah. I talked about that earlier. That was the first thing I led off with. But yeah. As far as Crash, like I never got into Crash Bandicoot. I like Spyro the Dragon. I only played the first Spyro game, but I actually have the Spyro trilogy remakes. I'm planning to start those at some point. I gotta start those for the channel. I'm not sure though if I'm gonna start the if I'm gonna play the original Spyro first and then do the remakes, or just jump right into the remakes just because they look better. But I never got into Crash. I played a game once, and I just never got into it. And it's not because I didn't like it or anything like that. I just didn't get into it. So maybe it's time for me to invest in the Crash trilogy remake, the same way I did Spyro. So I'll need to do that. I need to check out some Crash Bandicoot. But anyway, let's say what was that? Pokemon Snap. Oh yeah. So when Pokemon Snap came out, there were only 151 official Pokemon, and that doesn't count like Togepi and Ho-Oh from the show. So there's now hundreds and hundreds of Pokemon, and some of them have a whole bunch of forms. It's like 30 forms of the whipped cream Pokemon from Sword and Shield. So, I mean, Crash Twin Sanity. All right, I'm gonna have to make some little notes on my computer. Twin Sanity. Uh-oh. If I could spell right, that might help. Yeah. Alright, I got it. Crash Twin Sanity. I will check that out. But anyway, for Pokemon Snap. Pokemon Snap. Oh. Break time. If I lost my train of thought, I might as well take a sip of something. Alrighty. So, for Snap, the thing is that now there's hundreds of Pokemon, so they've got to find a way to be clever and add a lot of them, because you're going to get a lot more mileage out of this game with more Pokemon. And so hopefully that, like, another thing that I want them to do is I want the maps to be big, instead of just one linear path where you take the same path every single time you go and the same exact Pokemon are there every single time. Like, there needs to be, like, that's why I wish they had like a day system in there where, like, oh, you go on Monday, and it doesn't necessarily have to, match up in real time. Like, okay, today's Monday. When you play this round, it's going to be Monday at, say, Monday evening. Then the next time you play, it's Monday night. Then it rolls over into Tuesday. It doesn't have to go by a real calendar, or it can even go by like the way they do in a lot of video game times, where a minute is an hour. A minute in real time passes by as an hour in the game, and so time flows a lot faster. But I do hope they'll implement something like that. That way there can necessarily be, because that's the way like real wildlife works. You go outside on one day and see a rabbit outside or something like that. Then the next day you go outside and you see a deer in your yard or something like that, or foxes, or where I live you could see bears, bobcats, and stuff like that. I mean, coyotes every now and then. So animals don't stay put. Animals go, animals roam back and forth between where they want to go. So they should do that with these games too. And an idea I had for like the legendary Pokemon is if they can find a way to work a sort of system based on rarity into this, the chances of certain Pokemon spawning when you play a game, that would be interesting. So say like there's like a extremely small chance that Mew shows up, or any legendary Pokemon, or just any Pokemon in general. That might be hard to find. I think that would be a cool idea, and it would make those pictures worth a lot more. Because in the original Pokemon Snap, the final course is just in the clouds, Mew. He's there the whole time. You have like what is it? I can't remember how long it takes to get through get through those courses, like 2 or 3 minutes, but Mew's there the whole time. So you have all this time. So if you work with it in a rarity sense, and you can go back anytime you want. You can go back constantly until you get the perfect picture, which I actually do have on my, I still have a physical copy of Pokemon Snap, and on it is a perfect Mew picture, 10,000 point Mew picture that it's been a few years since I did it, but I had not played the game in forever, and I just decided to sit down for old time's sake, and I sat down and played, and just thought, I'm going to try to get a good Mew picture. Because I think before I got the perfect picture, I was like 20 or 40 points away from that perfect number, the highest number you can get. And I managed to get it. And I said I'd never delete it. So somewhere in my storage, I have a perfect Mew picture on a Snap cartridge. But anyway, I'm really looking forward to this. And it's so weird. Like the main series, like this game looks so good. That's the weird part about it. The Pokemon in this game, like, and which is weird to see the whole the little disclaimer at the bottom says, the footage isn't final, but it looks so much better than like Sword and Shield, and that's not a knock on Sword and Shield, because I know they have to do things in a certain way, and it's two entirely different games. You can't do that. There's limitations for both games, and both games this. They have a lot more room, I think, to work in a game like this, where the environment and the Pokemon themselves will be a lot more animated than in your standard battle main series game. So, but it is cool to see them look so good in this game. Pokemon Snap. Yeah, I think I saw some people were surprised by the price. I don't know why. Like but because so, although it does seem weird that you would think like Pokemon Snap for 60, like I think it seems like it would be too much. But I mean, I get it. And this is the DLC era, so who knows what could be added. So, because that's certainly something that didn't happen with the original on the Nintendo 64 was DLC. But this is cool. I'm really excited about a new Pokemon Snap, and I think people were actually surprised by it, considering that they opened up with the toothbrushing app, and then this was in the middle. And so this will be cool. It probably won't be out till next year, so probably gonna be a long wait for this one, but that's fine. There's plenty of games coming out soon, and in between then and there, so this will be one to look forward to. I'm gonna I know they talked about the Sword and Shield DLC. I talked about that last week, so there's not really. I'm fixing to start that. I think I'm probably gonna start that later this evening. Start recording that for YouTube. So I'm excited about that. But they also closed this by saying they had more news to reveal next week. Now that's what's got me curious. Like they felt the need to say, "Oh yeah, sure, we got we just told you there's a new Pokemon Snap game coming, and here's new Pokemon DLC, but we've got something else coming next week too." So that's what characters I think should be in Smash. I'm fixing to get into Smash stuff, cause that's the big thing. I'll share you with my my opinion on Smash in just a moment. But anyway, as far as Pokemon stuff, I'll end Pokemon, because the next thing I'm gonna talk about is gonna transition into Smash. But as far as that, I'm curious about what the new Pokemon news for next week will be. So that'll be interesting too. Anyway, going on. This isn't Smash. The next topic isn't Smash, but it's related to Smash, in my opinion. Is the reveal of the new Kingdom Hearts game, Melody of Memory. Because this is going to be on the Switch. There are no Kingdom Hearts games on the Switch, but this is going to be on the Switch. So I think that's a big deal. I think it's a big deal. Like the game itself is, it's just fun melody game. It's not gonna, from what I've seen, it's not gonna be anything new. It's just a little gimmick with the Kingdom Hearts music, which is great music. So if there was a game to take advantage of the fact that it has wonderful music like this, it would be Kingdom Hearts. It's great music. I mean, I think that I think one of the key reasons I want, like, I've said this on a different show, I want Sora in Smash. So, and part of that is because I want that music in Smash. Like Smash has so many great pieces of music in it, remixes, even original tracks from games. It's just so good. But to have Kingdom Hearts, like imagine you're like fighting a battle with like Mario against Banjo Kazooie on the Kingdom Hearts stage with the theme for like the what was it, the 1000 Heartless battle, or the battles against Zemnis or Organization 13. I mean, those are some awesome battle musics, and to have those in Smash would just be amazing. And of course, I want Sora in Smash too, just because of the fact that I would like to have Kingdom Hearts represented in that game, because I've talked about that several times. But because to me it makes sense that if like Sora was the last character, because both Smash Brothers and Kingdom Hearts games are about bringing worlds together that should not be together. It's both games are essentially viewed as the ultimate crossovers. But so I think it would be really cool if you had Smash, the ultimate crossover from this side, and Kingdom Hearts, the ultimate crossover, regarding Disney, to come together in some way. And Sora's impossible. Yeah. See, that's the thing with like Sora and like Disney and Square Enix. Like, I get it. I 100% think that is very true, or at least it was, because I think Disney, especially like with last week I talked about it. They're doing a Kingdom Hearts show for Disney Plus, so they've embraced Kingdom Hearts to some point. So they know that that's a valuable brand for them. They know that Kingdom Hearts is valuable to them, and that people want more Kingdom Hearts content besides just games, games with continuities that are hard to understand and follow. I mean, you have to be halfway of a conspiracy theorist to figure out who started what and who's the real villain. Like, it's the storylines are kind of crazy and hard to really, wrap your mind around sometimes. But it's a fun game, and I think that's the ultimate thing. And crossovers are always going to appeal to people, no matter who it is. So, I mean, that's why games like Marvel vs. Capcom are so popular. Smash is the biggest fighting game series ever because of the crossover thing. So, stuff like that is just gonna work. But, I think Disney has really stepped up in embracing Kingdom Hearts. And now that one of their games is gonna be on the Switch, I think maybe that's at least a sign that it's not as impossible as it once was. Now, I think it's not something I would say is likely to happen. Uh, I'm not gonna talk myself into believing that Disney is begging Sakurai to put Sora in Smash. But I think if there was if there was any situation where they would want that, I think, or if somebody could convince them to do that, then it could be Sakurai. So, and Smash being the biggest game in the world, or in the most popular fighting game character, or most popular fighting game, if I don't know why they wouldn't, other than just Disney being Disney and wanting to just can completely control, and it's like, no, we use our character, that's it. So hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully Disney sees that this is a big money making thing that would help them out too. So, and I mean, Kingdom Hearts doesn't need Smash Brothers to sell itself. It's not like ARMS, or not like Fire Emblem had, if it wasn't for Marth and Roy being in Melee years and years ago, Fire Emblem wouldn't be what it is today. But Kingdom Hearts doesn't need that. Kingdom Hearts is a juggernaut on its own. But it's still good business. At least in my opinion, it would be. But, listen. Yeah, like, see, I want Spyro in Smash. See, for me, I would want Spyro in Smash over Crash because there's not like it's a purple four-legged dragon. We don't have too many of the four-legged characters besides like Ivysaur and Duck Hunt, and so I think he would just visually be different, and he would play different. But I think Crash is more likely though. I will say that. Rayman, I'm not super familiar with Rayman games. I bought like a Rabbids game, like for like $2 from a GameStop before all this coronavirus stuff happened, and it's not even like the main game. It's some Wii game, and basically like just a bunch of mini games together. I can't remember what the name of it's called. It's like, hang on, let me look at it. I got the folder of the footage I saved. What is this game called? Raving Rabbids. That was what it was. I don't know. I don't know about Rayman. I think he could, but I don't know if. I think Crash is more likely. But anyway, Kingdom Hearts. That's gonna be a. I'm probably not gonna play this game. Memory of the Melody. I do want to get the HD remaster set if they can just drop in price a little bit. I haven't heard anything about Rayman like in a while. Like I know the Rabbids are popular. There's a Rabbids hat in Smash. They already added the Rabbids as part of like the Mii costumes. So I don't know. I don't know. I feel like maybe Rayman could get like the Sans from Undertale and Cuphead treatment maybe as a costume, but I don't know. Rayman's kind of like Crash for me. I never really got into Rayman, so I don't really know. That one's gonna be up in the air for me. So anyway, so I'm gonna go on since we're already talking about Smash. I guess we can move on to the final topic for the day. On Monday, we finally get the reveal of who the arms fighter in Smash is. So we've been waiting for this since what was it, March? They announced this. So I'm excited to finally get. It's always exciting to get a new Smash character. Excuse me. But I'm curious as to exactly who this will be. Because I think there's a bunch of different ways. There's several ways they could do this. I think the most boring outcome would be it's just Springman. That they've taken Springman as his. It's because he's already an assist trophy and they've just reworked him into a fighter. So I think that would be the most boring outcome. It would. I mean, it's a new character and it still would be somewhat exciting, but that would be very boring in my opinion. What I think they're going to do is, or at least what I'm hoping, is the fact that they didn't just outright announce who this is going to be. And I don't know why they would keep it a secret. There's not that many characters in ARMS for it to be a secret. So I'm hoping that some of the reasons as to why they've kept this, like, who's it going to be? Who do you think it's going to be? I think it's going to be multiple characters. I think they're going to do it in a way that, I think it's going to be several of them in a way sort of like the hero from Dragon Quest or the Koopalings. Now, I know that, like, a lot of these characters, like Springman and Ribbon Girl, they fight with their fists. Their arms are literally what they fight with. But, like, Twintail doesn't fight with her arms, her hands. She fights with her hair. So I don't know if that would limit them to what they can do. If they were to go that route where it's different characters all with the same moveset. Because they all kind of play that way in ARMS anyway. Because it's literally just like left punch, right punch. And it depends on what items you have. What your weapons attached to your arm or hair or whatever it is. But I think they could make that work. because that's essentially the same thing they have to do for any alternate costumes that they have. I mean, if they all just use the same basic animations, otherwise I don't see a point in obscuring who the character would be and not just say, "Hey, it's Springman." You know, so I don't see it. I mean, this is there's so like all the characters in that game are so over the top already. Like I could see them doing like say Springman and Ribbon Girl and Min Min and what was the clown's name? The little clown girl. I could see them doing that. Like in Twin Tail was way more popular than any of the other characters. But it would be weird at the same time if like because Springman and Ribbon Girl are the cover art characters for this game, and so they're essentially like the faces of the game, but they're not the most popular characters. So it would be weird if a character that's not supposed to like be I guess you could say the representative of the game would make it in as a playable character, or like in Springman's case, stay an assist trophy, and then say Min Min or Twin Tail be the playable character. Even though it does make sense from a popularity standpoint. So I'm hoping what they're doing is the reason why they didn't just come out and announce right away that it's going to be X character or Y character or whoever is that it's going to be several of them. Because I don't see the point in not just saying, here's who it is. We'll show you more footage. Because they did that with like Terry Bogard. Like they didn't have any footage ready for Terry Bogard when they revealed him. And they just said, he's in development. He's coming later. So I don't know. I'm gonna stay hopeful on this one. I'm feeling pretty good about this one. So I don't think it's just gonna be Springman. I think it's gonna be several of them. I don't know how many though. I don't know how many they would want to do that because apparently each different costume like that is it sort of serves as a different fighter, but not really. Like I remember reading on how costumes work in Smash, and if it's just a recoloring, it takes up like one character space or something like that. But if it's different costumes, it takes up 2 character spaces in the data or something, some such technical mumbo jumbo. I can't remember exactly how they explained it. But the last few characters they revealed didn't really, like Terry didn't have any alts. And there's like the female Terry that's been around like for a few games. It changes from that, but they didn't do that. Banjo doesn't have any alts, but he's never really had a reason to have an alt. But is that a firm question? Yeah, I'll get you. But anyway, what else did I want to say? This was the last topic I was going to talk about. Oh, and they also said which I think they have to do this now. It's kind of sad they have to do this, but there's not going to be any other reveal. It's going to be Sakurai going to talk about whoever this character is, how it works, which is going to be interesting because they said that given the nature of ARMS and the fact and just how different this game is and how this character is going to work they're going to have to change some things, or I don't know if necessarily change things is the right way to word that, or they're going to have to this is going to be a very unique fighter basically. So that will be interesting to see how this character fits in, what the stage will be, what the music is. I don't remember being like I wasn't blown away by the ARMS music, but I don't really remember much of it. But anyway, that's Monday. Yeah, today's 20th. That's Monday. That'll be exciting because everybody's gonna be waiting for that announcement. It does kind of bum me out that they're not gonna reveal another fighter or even tease one. But because who knows when the next thing is. Last I heard, there's not been any real plans for another Nintendo Direct for a while, and that they don't have any plan for the immediate future. that they're just gonna just drop information. So whenever something's ready, they'll just say, okay, this is ready, and that's how things are gonna go for, I guess, for at least the next few months or so. But at least stuff's still coming. I mean, there's still games coming. There'll be more Smash character reveals. Hopefully it won't be another like 3 months or something before we get another tease of something. But I think the Fighters Pass is good through next year. Because I remember when they revealed the first Fighters Pass, the sort of filler end date was February 2020, and that's when the last character came out in, like, what was it, the very beginning of February? Was when Byleth came out. It was either late January, early February. So they held true to that. So there'll be Smash announcements for the next year and a half. But I do wonder how they're going to space that. There's 5 more characters. So what is that? A year and a half? That's 18 months. Every 2 months and change. That's if I did my math right. That's that's not too long of a wait. But anyway, that's gonna be it for the day. That's it for the show. That was my last thing. My shows usually only run about an hour, depending on where it is, and I've been on for about an hour now. So because I know I don't think people want to listen to me talk for more than an hour. But anyway, that's gonna be it for the day. Probably gonna go check out this Pokemon DLC, get some footage recorded. I have all of the original story from Sword Shield recorded. I think this week on YouTube is gonna be a week of just those Pokemon playthroughs. I usually like to mix it up some. Sometimes that works for me, sometimes it doesn't. But probably this coming week, Monday through Friday, gonna be my playthrough of Pokemon Sword. I want to try to get that up. At some point, I'm going to review the game, and then I'll be using footage from my different playthroughs to review the game. But anyway, that's coming. I got plenty of other games. Trying to do some more Fortnite stuff. Get some more videos edited and uploaded, and then get those ready to drop when I can. But thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Always happy when somebody in chat engages, because when nobody does, it just seems like I'm just talking to myself. So, I sound like a madman. But I appreciate it. I'm going to look into all that stuff you suggested. And I'll get you a friend request. But thanks. Hope everybody who watches this show later, hope you enjoy it too. And that's going to do it for the show. We'll see you next week or in the YouTube stuff. See those games there. And we'll see you next time. Later.
Do the Mario! Swing your arms from side to side. Come on, it's time to go. Do the Mario. Take one step and then again. Let's do the Mario all together now. You got it. It's the Mario. Do the Mario. Swing your arms from side to side. Come on, it's time to go. Do the Mario. Take one step and then again. Let's do the Mario all together now. Come on now, just like that.